The book of Ruth, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Behold what?
We are yet this day.
We, the blacks, Italians, and Native Americans, are what?
We are yet this day.
This day?
In our captivity.
In our captivity, D.
Right.
We celebrating Christmas, D. We weren't supposed to do that. You know we're supposed to celebrate Christmas?
Yeah.
You celebrate Christmas?
Not really.
Not really mean yeah.
Right.
Let a man that chance to mean yay or nay.
Rise up against the dope dealers, against the gangbangers? Who gonna rise up against being oppressed? Who gonna rise up?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today.
That's the truth. Hey man, you ain't subscribed yet? Stop playing games, man. Like, share, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell button, do the comments. Let's go.
Now, how do we make him angry? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. How do we make the Lord angry, D? Because we didn't obey the Lord.
Right.
We didn't obey the Lord. It says that, read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
The Lord said it was going to happen. Read.
If thou wilt not hearken,
if you don't listen, read,
unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you don't listen to do these commandments, if you don't fear me, read,
to observe, to do all his commandments,
read,
and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Do we supposed to keep his commandments still this day?
Yeah.
Yes. What was going to happen if we don't do it? Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That's why we are cursing on the bottom, D.
Right.
That's why. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why. Now, let me give you a law, D. You know you're an Israelite from what tribe, D? What tribe you from?
What tribe am I from?
Look on the signs. This is what the world calls us, right? Which is the white man. When he conquered all the world, he changed all our names. So if you're looking at these names, what would your father be?
Probably a Judah.
Okay, you'll be a so-called African American today, which you'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, D.
That's right.
You want to know how we know that, D? Give me the book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. You want to know how we know that, D? I'm going to show you how we know that, because the Bible is a book of prophecies. We know who everybody is now.
That's right.
Because the Lord put his spirit on us, his prophets in the last days.
Right.
What that mean, D? America is falling.
Right.
America's falling. That's why you got to wake up. In these last days, say his people's going to wake up and stand up on their feet. Guess what? An exceeding great army.
That's right.
Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
How do we get over here, D? With ships. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
He spoke this to us, saying, if we don't listen to do his commandments, all these curses, D, was going to come upon us. And he started naming the curses over 3,000 years ago.
Right.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We shall see it no more again. That it is our homeland, D.
Right.
Our homeland. What do you think the motherland is? Get the book of Galatians 4:28. Behold that. Yes, sir. What do you think the motherland is, D? Because I'm going to show you what it is, but I want you to tell me what you think. Because we are the real what? Jews!
That's right.
So those people over in Israel today, what that says? They're what? They are just, you know what, dude? They made some shit up.
That's right.
We're the real Jews.
Right.
Right? Right? So when it say we won't see it no more again, what that refer to, D?
The truth.
Huh?
Probably won't see the truth again.
Our homeland.
Right.
So what's our homeland if we the real Jews?
Everywhere.
Read that.
The book of Galatians chapter 4 verse 26. But Jerusalem.
But what?
But Jerusalem.
But what?
But Jerusalem.
What Jerusalem at, D? In Israel. The land of Israel that they fighting over, our land. Read.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
That's our motherland, D.
Right.
That's our motherland. Go back.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt means bondage, D. Just in case you don't know, Egypt means bondage. Let's prove that. Let's prove Egypt means bondage. Egypt means captivity. Meaning he was going to send us into captivity, D. He was going to send us into captivity. Let's read that. Read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2.
Right up.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
He brought us out of the land of Egypt because the Israelites was enslaved under the ancient Egyptians, under Pharaoh. You heard of Moses split the Red Sea, led us out of Egypt. Now guess what? Read it from the top again.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
He brought the Israelites out of the land of Egypt. Read.
Out of the house of bondage.
Egypt means what?
House of bondage.
Egypt means what?
House of bondage.
So if you're in bondage, D, what are you in? Huh?
You said if you're in bondage,
Bondage.
probably you're slavery.
Slavery, D. Bondage means slavery. That's what that means. Now go back, D. Go back to
verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into slavery again. We came over here on slave ships. Read.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there.
And once we got here, D, what happened to us?
It was all bad, bro.
It was all bad. Look.
Come on.
We was for what, D?
For sale.
For sale. Read.
And there shalt thou be sold.
Shall we be what?
Be sold.
Shall we be what?
Be sold unto your enemy.
Who is the enemy, D? Bingo. Bingo. Read.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
Bondage means slavery again for slave men and for slave women. Sold to Master Charles. What's your last name, D? Sold to Master Combos. Right. $25, $10, $35. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
Nobody saved us, D.
Right.
Nobody saved us, D. Get the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. That's what I'll show you. So, D, today, being that the shackles are off our arms, right? Or off our necks, are we still in slavery today?
I believe we are, bro.
You said you believe we are. That's heavy. Why you say we are?
Because we still buying from the white man. We still doing with the white man.
Bingo.
Right.
You right, D.
That's right.
Let's get Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. You right, man. You right about that. Read that.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Behold what?
We are yet this day.
We, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are what?
We are yet this day.
This day.
In our captivity.
In our captivity, D.
Right.
We celebrating Christmas, D. We weren't supposed to do that. You know we weren't supposed to celebrate Christmas? You celebrate Christmas?
Not really.
Not really mean yeah.
Right.
That chance to be yay or nay.
I don't celebrate the holiday, bro, but I give my daughter something, chuck her off or something.
So that means you celebrate that you participate in Christmas. Now, let's get that. Jeremiah chapter 10. We're going to go over this, man. You're supposed to celebrate their holidays.
Right.
Right? Because they made us do this. When they came and conquered us and colonized us. Right. They took away our feast days, made us celebrate their holidays.
Right.
Easter. You celebrate Easter.
I don't celebrate.
Good. We weren't supposed to do that. That's a pagan holiday.
Right.
Tomorrow is what? What they call Easter.
Right.
Right? Why do they celebrate Easter?
Supposedly it was the resurrection.
But that's a lie.
That was a lie.
Yes.
I don't celebrate Easter, bro.
Right, because they say Christ died on what day?
Supposedly, is it Easter? Or was it Christmas?
Right, they say he was born on Christmas.
Two different.
Right, so they say he was born on Christmas, but let's get this. Jeremiah.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Who is the house of Israel? See all these people under there?
Yeah.
Israel is our father.
Right.
All right? That's why we are the Israelites.
Right.
Okay? Just like the Arabs, their forefather is Ishmael. That's why they're the Ishmaelites. You'll hear them call themselves Ishmael.
Right.
White man, so-called white man today is Esau. That's who he is. Esau in the Bible.
Right.
So-called Chinese man is Moab in the Bible.
Right.
All right? So-called Japanese man is Ammon in the Bible. All the names still exist.
Right.
They just changed it.
Right.
We're coming back to who we are. Let's read that.
That's right.
Verse 10. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
So we should learn not the ways of who? Read it again.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
We shouldn't learn the ways of the heathen. Who would be the heathens?
The white folks.
Right, in all other nations.
Right.
Right? We are God's chosen people. All the other nations are the heathens, meaning they don't keep nothing here.
Right.
They don't keep nothing. They're against God's laws. All right? We don't supposed to learn their ways. We have done that. When you agree, D? We have learned their ways. Everything we do is because we learned it from Him.
Right.
That's why we got to seek out the book of the Lord and read and learn His ways. The Lord gives us good doctrine.
Right.
Read that.
Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven. A lot of our people are dismayed at astrology.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The zodiac signs.
Horoscope.
You know, horoscopes.
Right.
You know they say if you was born in a certain month that you this, you
Right.
believe in that stuff? See, there are people into that though, you know, right?
Right.
All right, read.
Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain.
So the customs of these other nations are vain. It's worthless. Don't mean nothing. Rabbit laying eggs don't mean nothing.
Right.
Setting a tree up, putting bells on it. What that mean? Nothing.
Right.
All these wicked holidays that we have means nothing. There's no benefit in it.
Right.
There's no purpose in it. Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Now, D, this is representing Christmas right here, right? It says one what?
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So we get trees for this holiday Christmas, right? They do that, read.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
So what they deck the trees with? Silver and gold, silver bells. They do that.
Right.
The Lord said this custom is vain. That's in the Bible.
Right.
It was written thousands of years ago. D, read.
They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
So that's a custom we shouldn't keep, D. What else we shouldn't keep?
Shit that they try to teach us. All the made up shit that they created.
Everything that they created.
That's right.
There you go. So D,
Blessings.
knowing you're an Israelite, what you supposed to do? 7 and 10 and 12. What you supposed to do now you know you're the Israelite? You're an Israelite. Because you're an Israelite from what tribe?
Commandments.
All the commandments, dude. Now here, all right, dude. Do you know any commandments?
Man, a couple of them, bro.
What you know?
Supposed to respect your people, your brothers, you know what I mean?
Who is your brother?
The Israelites.
Okay. That's a commandment, D.
That's right.
Hey, get that Leviticus 9. I'm gonna prove you that you're right in that one.
Right.
You know one commandment, that's the Spirit of the Lord.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, let me read that. No, Leviticus 19:17. Read that. I'm going to show you something real quick, D.
Come on.
Because you said something heavy. Read that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
We shouldn't hate our brothers. Who your brother?
Y'all, man.
Who? Yeah, everybody on this side.
That's right.
We're one nation of people. All these people, they divided and conquered us.
Right.
Right, read.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Rebuke means to correct. We shall correct each other.
Right.
Our neighbor. Who is our neighbor? There you go.
That's-
Read.
And not suffer sin upon him.
We don't supposed to let each other sin, D. We don't supposed to let each other be involved in all the wickedness of the world, D. Read.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
So your brother and your neighbor, as you said, D, is the children of who?
Thy people.
Your people.
Right.
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is